Clobberin time!
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Clobberanimo!
Greetings. Start coughing right when I don't need to. Excuse me. Didn't even use the cough button. Yeah. Hey, well, welcome, my friends, to Clobberin Times, issue number 520 on YouTube, 1,220 overall. Mark C, as in Monday night, Mark C Comics Talk, double feature, part 2 for this evening. But with a bit of a change of plans. Here. Unfortunately, the planned show cannot happen because my guest cannot make it, and I don't want to review it without him. So Carlos cannot make it tonight. And I don't, this is something that would just be better reviewed by both of us. So anyway, but welcome, my friends. Good to see you here. Had a great crowd earlier. Thank you all so much, those of us who joined J-Man and myself. What a lot of fun. Hello from Earth B, indeed. A lot of fun on Earth B we had tonight. At least I did, and I think J-Man might have as well. So, and I appreciate everyone for hanging out with us. It was, again, really enjoyed it. And, so there you go. Unfortunately, again, this is what we had scheduled tonight, where we're going to have my friend Carlos from Mexico and the Comics Mania show over there. We were going to review a comic that he and I have talked about for decades and upon decades, and we both love, The Masterpiece by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons, Superman Annual number 11, for the man who has everything, one of the great Superman stories ever. But it didn't turn out that way. He couldn't make it. He apparently either forgot he had something going on, or it came up. I don't know which. So he could not make it. And there you go. So we'll get it done another time. I definitely, before Superman month runs out, I want to get that review done. So we'll see what happens. Earth B, indeed. It was so much fun hanging out on Earth B with you tonight, buddy. Appreciate you, Jay, man. It was a great time we had earlier. For those who don't know, we reviewed this spectacular Earth B classic, Brave and Bold number 50, J-Man and I, and that is, of course, in the archives. If you If you enjoy our excursions to Earth B, which previously were this one, and now tonight this one. So it's our fourth trip to Earth B together, and it will be one every month if we, as long as J-Man is up for it, I am. So great stuff. And so that's the way it goes. But it's still Superman month. And I don't know what I thought about a random review, but I can't really think of what to review of something. I don't know if something comes up, maybe. Other than that, I'll look. It'll be Superman talk. I promise you that, because it's Superman month, and it just won't be that particular comic review. I want to say shout out. Let's see, show notes, by the way, important show notes. Tomorrow night, of course, I'll be hanging out with the Midnight's Edge gang, as I always do at 6 p.m. Central with Tom and the gang on Tuesdays and Thursday nights for that. And then Wednesday night, the Comic Roundtable with Loki and the gang on Loki's great channel, my buddy Loki. We will hang out there, I think. I'm pretty sure we're doing it. I never know exactly for sure, but 7 p.m. Central. And then later, the Clobby's Clubhouse, which is usually on Thursday nights, will not be taking place on Thursday night. I will not have a show at all on Thursday night on my channel. So we're going to move the Clubhouse. Hopefully Raquel is going to make it, and our chief engineer is going to make it, Mark D. For Wednesday night, we're going to have a special night and time for the Clubhouse, just a special time, because Thursday night, the chief engineer and myself, the great Mark D with the C, and I have been invited on the Comics Division's panel. The Great Comics Division, as some of you may know him from Friday Night Tights. He's a great fellow. I've been on him once before with him, and I was very honored to be there, and I'm honored to be asked again. And we're all going to be there reviewing the new Marvel Studios film, as our good buddy J-Man calls it. Wasp makes fun of Ant-Man for 2 hours. Quantum Mania. Yes. Yeah, I know. But we're going to review it. What can I tell you? So that's that. And again, of course, Friday night, I'll be on with my buddy Dadman at 7 Eastern, reviewing the Super Bowl. We've been doing some shows throughout the postseason, the playoffs for the NFL, and got one more in store for us. This will be us a bit of a Super Bowl review. I believe we're going to be doing that. And then, of course, 8 Central Standard Time on my great buddy Nick Weiser's Friday Night Comic Shop. The Comic Shop gang will get together just for an open comic session. So that's that on that. And now let's say some hellos. Always like to shout out the great wrenches who are here. I appreciate you so much. Eric K. Ed Bronze Wrencher. The great Chris Persia, Vindicated Wrench of the North. G-Bod Martin. I don't know who's here yet, by the way. I'm just shouting you out whether they're here or not, because they're such great friends. D-Bod Martin, the Wrench of Iron. Lord Thoth. And, of course, his wonderful Lady Thoth always gets a shout-out. Avon lives, long live the Legion. The aforementioned great J-Man. My partner in crime on Earth B. Hungry Boy. Master of the Clobberin, and artist supreme of Clobberin Times and the cover of Science Fiction Tales by R.M. Briggs. Super Rich Extraordinaire Kal-El. Wielder of Rich Mjolnir, Maddie's daddy. And the Phantom Wrencher, Fanty Outsidey. Good to see you all, and let's see who else is here with us tonight. Back to chat up to do that. Wagner again, buddy. Good to see you, Wagner. Hello from Earth C minus. I like it. Classic Comics. What's up, CC? Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Buddy. Who else? Who else be up in here this evening that I haven't called out yet? Lemon Pie. Hey there, Lemon Pie. JT Kirk, what is up, brother? JT Kirk, let's see. Good to see you, man. I'll address that in a second. Zacharot, hey there. Good to see you all here. JT Kirk said, could really use a distraction tonight. Active pew-pew at my alma mater. Police have not caught the bad guys yet. Holy crap. I don't know where that alma mater is, but that's important. You don't have to tell me that. I'm just sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully let's Try to have some fun tonight. So I am sorry to hear that. Again, I was really looking forward to tonight's show, but we'll get it done. I just don't, feel good reviewing this one without Carlos, so we're just going to scrap that review tonight. But it will happen. But again, I am sorry to hear that, JT. I hope things turn out okay. I hope they get him. Never good for that stuff. Never good for the active pew there. So I guess since it is Superman month, I'll just throw out some random Superman talk. I have been binge watching for the first time in a little while. It's been a few years. I've been binge watching Superman the Animated Series by the Bruce Timm Show. I don't know how many of you've watched that. Probably most of you have. Backstory on that. My full disclosure on that cartoon, on that show. All right. You all know how I feel about the John Byrne reboot and different things, reboots of Superman and over again. You all know how I feel about Fanty. Okay, you talked me into it. In fact, you could come and review that comic with me if you want to. But you all know how I feel about the reboots and the revisionism and all that kind of stuff, and I don't like it. And I don't like the depowering of Superman. I understand when he started out, he wasn't all that powerful. I understand the history of it. I understand that he was leaping at first. I understand that he wasn't ridiculously powerful. I get it. But in a very short time after his creation, he did get more and more powerful. He started flying. No, we'll be bringing that story up. No, you're good there. You're safe on HB. I won't bring up that story you're mentioning. So throughout the 90s, that was not my Superman. It was coming off of the Byrne reboot. I didn't give a crap that they killed him. I could care less. I could not have cared less, I should say. It's just no, I just wasn't not my thing. It's not what I was there for. So I loved Batman the Animated Series. So when it was announced that there would be a Superman the Animated Series, well, I was all over that. Hell yeah. And I couldn't wait to see it. Let's pull up the pictures there. It's like this thing is listening to me. Our computers are listening to us, folks. It's scary. But so I watched the first, was it 96, 97 when it came on, whatever it was? I watched the first episode. Hey, Stuart Mitchell, good to see you, buddy. I watched the first episode, and I was appalled by the very first one. I hated all that crap. I don't care what you say. I hate the crap with the old Brainiac being a Kryptonian computer pisses me off. Will always piss me off. Sorry. Fans of the show defend it all you want. I mean, I love the show, but I hate that bit. Hate it. Just me. Then, by the time he becomes Superman, again, the great animation, great music, great voice actors. By the time he's Superman, he's pretty weak. And so I watched a couple episodes. I just couldn't take seeing weak-ass Superman anymore. I mean, I'm sorry. When you grew up with the Silver Age and Bronze Age Superman, and even forget about that. Even the George Reeves Superman and the Christopher Reeve Superman, if you're talking about TV, or Super Friends Superman, or Filmation Superman. Superman did not get his ass handed to him every single time in any of those iterations. I don't care what it was. Even if it's something as simple as the George Reeves Superman, bullets bounced off of him. Nobody could hurt Superman. There's always got to be a reason for him to be hurt that makes sense. Well, the Fleischer cartoons, which I dearly love, yes, it's based on an earlier iteration, and he is a little bit. I mean, he gets knocked around by electricity a little bit and by big guns and different things like that, and that's all fine and good. Bruce Timm made no mistake about it, made no bones about it. Even though he's more of a Marvel guy before he got all these characters. He did love Superman, yet he wanted to base him more on the Fleischer cartoon to an absolutely ludicrous extent, in my opinion. Because I'm sorry, folks, I'm about 16 episodes into the second season. It's been a while since I've been all that long. And I still, by the way, I love the show, okay? But I'm sorry. I can love something and still have criticisms. You all know that about me. And I know that about you. Some of you, maybe. I don't know. Some people think you should just be unconditional when your love of anything. I just not in my nature. And again, maybe that's just a flaw, right? But I'm watching every now. They're so inconsistent with his abilities. He'll like struggle to lift a car, barely lift a car. Then he'll be lifting a big something like 40 times heavier, and he'll still struggle with it, but he'll still do it. He'll get the crap kicked out of him by robots. Livewire Livewire was way too powerful for him. Just because of his electricity makes him. Tim Daly, who did the voice of Superman, must have got really tiresome for him to go because they did it about 4 or 5 times an episode of him getting his ass completely kicked by bullets. And I was watching one the other day, one of my favorite stories on the episode. In fact, I just watched it. The late Mr. Kent. And this cop gets into a cop helicopter and starts shooting him with. These are just normal like gun turrets on a chopper from SCU, special units of I guess the cops of Metropolis. And Superman it was hurting him. It was beating. He got his ass handed to him by a bunch of bullets. It makes me sick. And by the way, this is not just me. Alex Ross may be a jerk in a lot of ways, but Alex Ross, I've heard this story a few times, read it. I don't know if it's true or not, but they say that he went to Bruce Timm and he said, for the love of God, could you stop having Superman being such a wimp? Stop having him get his butt kicked all the time. It's asinine. Is that true? I didn't say it was true, but I've read about him. I've read about that before. I can't take it. So my buddy Kellel, who I know is a Superman fan, he says, it didn't bother me, to be honest, but I can understand your point of view on that particular subject once I researched the history of the Brainiac character in the comics. Brainiac, and yeah, I hear you, and thank you, man. I appreciate that. Brainiac is a Coluan. He's not a Kryptonian freaking computer. But over the years, people have constantly tried to make this case that Superman's too powerful to be interesting. Look, if you're going to... Now, some of the stories they did on the show, they couldn't have done without making him weaker. And that's their excuse, I'm sure. But if you're going to have Superman get, punched around and stuff, let it be by a worthy opponent. And that's fine. Grundy and, Metallo. Sure, and Bizarro, sure. Oh, yeah, Livewire's horrible. She's a shit character. Isn't she a Byrne character? Am I wrong? Was she one of Byrne's shitty characters? Maybe not, but I can't remember. Indeed, Chris Persia. Indeed. I can swear Livewire was one of Byrne's. Maybe not. Lori Petty is Bimbo incarnate, and I couldn't stand her voice as a voice actress. That's this hungry boy, yeah. Actually, Brainiac was created by the Coluans, and then he conquered them until they overthrew him. Yep, he wasn't a damn Kryptonian computer. Thank you, Outsider. They had Superman getting smacked around in a lot of first season in Justice League. On Justice League DVD commentary, Tim admitted that he had gone too far in having him knocked around. Thank you, Classic. And he says Livewire originated in the cartoon. Okay, could have swore I saw her in a comic, but okay. She's either way. That smacked of Byrne, man. She's just awful. So that's why I said I wasn't sure. I was just thinking Byrne. Hey, Brian Hepburn, good to see you, dude. Good to see you here. So Livewire sucks. She's so. I mean, look, Tim. Like I said, Tim Daly must have got sick of going all the time. J-Man, buddy, have another day tomorrow. Going to get back to Earth B. Seeing you soon. Earth B, buddy. Thank you for being here. So anyway, look, I love the cartoon. I'm enjoying rebinging it now. It just, when I see him get the crap, look, okay, again, even Livewire, I don't like it, but she does have, at least she has some electrical powers. I mean, at least it's something. I just think they go overboard with her, the way she beats the crap out of Superman, and he can't beat her without a trick. But he gets knocked over so much. And by the way, I appreciate that a lot, CC, when you said Tim admitted they'd gone too far and having him knocked around. Because he sure did. I mean, to the point where it really aggravated me. Kal-El said, rumor has it, and I'm not sure if this is true or not, but that they originally wanted to have Brainiac in Superman 3, but abandoned the idea due to the budget constraints. That's actually, I believe they did toy with it. They talked about it. They pretty much did, in a sense. It's just their own shitty take on it. So I think that there's some truth to that. But obviously, what would I know? I can't swear to it or anything. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I guess I just forgot that Livewire. I mean, I wasn't reading any DC comics in the 90s. I got sick of them so much. So I guess it shouldn't surprise me that Livewire originated on the show. But either way, it doesn't matter. I can't stand her. She sucks. She's a shitty character. Just another stupid character with electrical powers and a bad attitude. But like I said, this one episode that I was watching, and I like it's a good one, called The Late Mr. Kent. But the guy, I mean, they have, I'm sorry. If you, at least, even electricity, I get it a little bit. If you have Superman getting punched around by Metallo or Bizarro or Grundy, okay. But the one thing should never face Superman are bullets or even small mortars and stuff. One of the key components of Superman is these bullets bounce off of him. And without, he doesn't feel it. It tickles. In this one, I mean, these are just gun turrets on a police helicopter, and he's falling all over the place. He's going, it's knocking him down. It's knocking him through walls. It's like, God almighty. Even the Fleischer, by the way, even the Fleischer Superman was more powerful than this. And they had less, they had some excuse. It was a different time. And they were the ones that kind of started him out flying, because leaping doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense. Nothing short of nuclear vessels should be affecting Soup. That's true. Livewire was a shock jock who got electrocuted. Yeah, I watched it recently. Should have been sent to the Legion of Subs. She's just I don't know. I don't like her. But I mean, that's not here or there whether I like her. It'd be fine if she, posed some threat, but she wasn't like totally handing him his ass. I know you have to have some jeopardy, some drama. You're gonna have to think. You got to think your way around it better than that, though. And then look, Bruce Timm, he's done a lot of good stuff. He's done a lot of stuff I don't like. But Walt Denny's a great writer, often as well. So I don't know, man. I just kind of, But I'm enjoying watching it again. I'll probably do a 25 favorite episodes list. Like I did many years ago on my old channel. My old BTR. So it's fun, you know. Reliving those good old days. Hey, look, it's better than the crap we get now, at least. But he just, I don't know. It was finally. Hey, what's up, Oliver Belamonte? Good to see you, my friend. He says, Clobby, when I watched the Superman animated series, it was irritating for me that every time she shows up, she calls Superman super jerk. Yeah, well, her calling him names doesn't really bother me so much. I see what you're saying, Oliver, but she's a jerk herself, so of course she's going to call him names. But yeah, she's a shock jock, like like Fanti said. Of course she's a jerk herself. But it's a good show. It's a good cartoon. It's fun to watch. I hate the cringy stuff. In fact, one anecdote about that. I remember back when that show was on in the 90s, and after the first few episodes, I gave up on it because it was so annoying. At the time, I couldn't stake it. A buddy of mine said he said he was sitting around the house one day. This is back when the show I think was still on the air, maybe, or something. I don't know. And he was watching that cartoon. And his dad walked through the room. He said, and he sees Superman as usual, getting the crap kicked out of him by something that shouldn't be able to kick his ass. And he goes, "Oh, they using kryptonite on Superman or something?" And he said, "No, Dad, he always gets his butt kicked." He said, "What? Why is Superman getting his butt kicked?" "I don't know, Dad." Because he is. My answer would have been Dad, because these idiots don't know Superman or don't respect him. I have a feeling if it weren't for kids' cartoons, she would have called him a lot worse than Super Jerk. Well, that's true. They seemed keen to introduce more female villains like Livewire, Volcana, and Mercy. Yeah, Bruce Timm has some very simp type qualities, some almost like Joss Whedon vibes there, where I'm not going to say what I think in that respect. I'll leave it at that. But they were a good character. I mean, except Livewire's a garbage character. Volcana kind of thought was okay. Mercy was all right, but yeah. Who was that? I always forget her name. Someone will remember that princess bitch that came from that other planet brought Superman to her planet to marry her, and I'll never forget this. She's dragging Superman up these concrete stairs by his cape, and he's busting his head on each concrete step. Oh. Like, I mean, Jesus God. Princess Leia. Hey, Dave, what's up, buddy? Jennifer Lawrence, get out of here. Your Clobby senses were somewhat accurate. Livewire first appeared in the comics after being in the cartoon Action 835 by Gail Simone. John Byrne. Oh, okay. Well, they used her, huh? Yeah. Maxima, thank you. She was hot, but I don't know why she wanted to marry Superman. She was throwing him out like a little biatch. She was pushing him around. I mean, he wasn't such a tough man on that cartoon. Again, I don't know. What can you do? But it's a great show. I still like it and everything. I was watching the Ruby Spears one as well. Anybody watch the Ruby Spears 80s Superman cartoon? Let's see. Yeah. Anybody watch this one? From the 80s? With that Gil Kane art? And that great John Williams Superman theme? It didn't have the greatest of stories. Well, CC, it doesn't have the greatest stories. I love the art and the animation. It's beautiful to watch. That opening theme, with using the John Williams score is really great. And even using the old, having Ted Knight going faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive. Anyway, this, it's really cool. The stories are relatively simplistic. There weren't very many of them, but they had this segment. Again, I had to take into account that the end of each episode, I think I can't remember how many were, like 13. There was a family album segment at the end of each episode, because these are very straightforward, standard, superhero stories. It's not like the animated series. It's definitely aimed at younger viewers, which is fine. But it's fun and the art's great. I love the art and the animation, and he's not a wimp on this show. I mean, obviously, this is right after the Byrne reboot, so he's weaker, but it has some Byrne residue, unfortunately. But then what are you going to do? But the family album, are stories about young, starting with him as Super Baby, and throughout each episode chronicles an instance in his life in Smallville. And no, he was never Superboy, unfortunately. But they're really sweet, fun stories about young Clark in Smallville that were really touching and fun. First one starting with him showing up, of course. Other ones like as a very young child, later leading into his teens and stuff. It was called Family Album. And I enjoyed those. I think I almost enjoyed them more than I enjoyed the Superman segment. The Superman segments are fun, at least, because, again, there's very simple stories, but the art's really good. I love the Gil Kane design and everything. Wah, wah, wah. Wah. Look at that Gil Kane stuff, right, man? Sometimes you can see Gil Kane in the face, man. The facial designs and stuff. I think that's a good thing. So I've been watching a few of these too. It's Superman month, so you got to watch that kind of stuff. You got, that's what we did. It's the way we roll up around here. So I was trying to think of an alternate Superman comic to review tonight, but I couldn't really think of one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But I couldn't really think of one. I think Wonder Woman's on an episode of this, and Hawkman. Look at that, written by Marty Pasco. Fanty. Superman 164. I hear you, but I got to read it. I haven't read that. If I've ever read that one, it's been so long. I've got to read it first. I promise you, I will. Just for you. Another villain in Superman 90s TOS that showed up was Edward Leitner, a.k.a. Luminous. He depowered Superman by making the rest. I just watched that one last night. But see, he depowered him, so it's one thing. If you take his powers away with a gimmick or something, that's at least a good explanation. I was watching some of the old Superboy Crypto here on YouTube. I think it's called Adventures of. Yeah, those are the Filmation. The Filmation cartoons of the 60s. Dave, That was my first exposure. Probably first exposure to Superman was that cartoon. Maybe, I think. See if I can find it. That was probably first time I ever even saw Superman as a kid. Lou Scheimer's Filmation cartoon, and of course, I love the New Adventures of Superman. And the Superboy, of course. I wish they put those out on DVD. Bud Collyer doing the voice too. Superman cartoons, man. You think about it, Superman's had some life in cartoons. I mean, the Fleischer cartoons are wonderful. I have a soft spot for these Filmation Superman and Superboy cartoons, and you have these, of course, all that time on the Super Friends. You got to love that with, was it Danny Dart doing his voice? And then, you know, the Ruby Spears cartoon, then the Bruce Timm, and then Justice League. So, real deal Supes. Maddie's daddy, what's up, buddy? So, yeah, it's pretty good stuff. Renee. You mean as in Renee Aubergenois? Are you speaking of Renee Aubergenois? Oh, they're Hungry Boy. I bought the New Adventures of Superman on iTunes for $9.99 on sale last month just to watch something different. Brian, you know the whole thing? Okay, Renee Aubergenois, really well. And you know, that was before bigger name actors were doing a lot of voice work. I mean, some of them were, but you know, not all of them. Interesting indeed. Yeah. Look at that. Bullets are bouncing off of him and he's not crying like a baby. Oh no. Imagine that. He's not going, oh my God, the way he does it on the Bruce Timm show. Jesus Christ. So annoying sometimes. You see Bruce Timm and Paul Dini. Normally, when bullets hit Superman and there's not some kind of kryptonite or red sun involved, they bounce off and it tickles. You know what I'm saying? But they're also very inconsistent with his powers. Because on the one hand, he would get the crap kicked out of him, then he would just get up and just boom. He would. I think I hate almost as much as that. I hate when he can't lift a damn thing. Classic Comics says when Conroy passed away, I thought about doing a video on Olin Soule, who voiced Batman for Filmation. Yeah, he voiced Batman on the Filmation cartoon, and like you said, also Super Friends. Yeah. Stanley Ralph Ross. There you go. Huh. Well, you know, I also love the Superboy Filmation cartoon, which was the Superboy one, of course, had the voice of Bob Hastings, who later did the voice of Commissioner Gordon on Batman Animated Series. Titano the Giant Super 8 was an unusual villain for Superman, even though Titano had a fondness for Lois. He had kryptonite eye beams just to hurt Superman. In the comics, yes, but on the animated series, the Superman animated series, they had a very different Titano on that one. It was a funny episode, but yeah, he didn't have kryptonite beams or anything like that. But yes, Superboy and Krypto, gotta love that. This is probably what developed my early love of Superboy as a character, as an aspect of Superman's lore. Superboy and Krypto. Oh, thank you for the $2 super chat. Cardinal Sin, what's up, dude? How you doing, man? Hey, Matt G. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. We had a scheduling different conflict, and I was not able to weren't able to have our normal review that we'd scheduled tonight, but we're going to reschedule that because my guest, a co-reviewer, was not able to make it. So we still just said, hey, it's Superman month. We'll still talk some Supes. So let's see here. What I would basically ask everybody, like I said, because I brought it towards cartoons because, like I said, my very first, again, it's squeaky, but my very first exposure to Superman was this. The first time I ever saw him was the Filmation cartoon, The New Adventures of Superman by Lou Scheimer, 1966, on Saturday mornings. Later, they had like a Superman Aquaman hour. What of all of you, what was the first, can you remember the first time you saw Superman? Like I said, my gateway to all my superhero geek loves was TV. Because like I said, Adam West Batman TV show, you had Superman cartoons. That looks like a job for Superman. Does anyone remember where you first saw the Man of Steel, the Man of Tomorrow? Obviously, I know Fanty's first time was Superman number 164. I think it was George Reeves' show, as that was on 5 days a week. That was one of my first as well. There, hey Paul Listro, good to see you there, Paul. Is it Listro or Listro? Am I saying that correctly, Listro? Well, good to see you, Paul. And you said comic. That means so you just saw him in a comic, okay? CC says Super Friends was his introduction to superheroes. Okay, love it. Matt G says, I grew up on reruns of the 50s show and the 70s and 80s movies. Yep, I mean, I love the 50s show as well. I think I saw it a little bit later than I saw the cartoon. Cardinal Sin says, I believe my first exposure was the 1978 film. Wow, there you go. Saw that 18 times in the theater. Loved it. Dave says, I think it might be the old black and white TV series with George Reeves. Wow, excellent. That was my second or third thing I saw him in. HP says, reruns of the Superman Aquaman hour for me, then big collected edition. Yep. My first, because later it was just the New Adventures of Superman, then later they did the Superman Aquaman hour. So, yeah. So you and I both saw Filmation first there, sounds like HB. Now, my first Superman comic book, though, that I do know. That I do know. I think I know. Let's see. Bop, 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 bop. And my first comic or thing that you can hold in your hand, as far as something read that contained Superman, was this book right up in here. I think it may have been a comic book, but I think it was this book. Superman from the 30s to the 70s. I love this book. D-Bud says, New Adventures of Superman cartoons, then the Superman Aquaman hour for me. Yep, same here, buddy. Same here. Brian says it was probably Super Friends for him. D-Bud says first comic was definitely Action Comics 363. Wow, nice. Oh yeah, I love those Super Friends and Filmation cartoons. So this book right here, I don't know how any of you ever got this one. I got this one in the Batman book by the same name. These two books were my first big deep dive learning experience to these two characters for Batman and Superman. Batman from the 30s to the 70s, Superman from the 30s to the 70s. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And there was Shazam from the 40s to the 70s. Got that one too. But yes, I do love this book. I still have it. Boy, I don't have that cover though. That dust jacket, that's long gone. And it's in crappy shape. They later reissued it, did a later one from the 30s to the 80s, which I also have, and it's not in good shape either. But I got some. So, oh my goodness. There you go. Great book. Taught me everything I needed to know about Superman at a very young age. And by this time, I was watching him on Super Friends and the George Reeves TV show. The Superman where they had the city photo cover with him flying up was one of my first comic books. Oh, well, there you go. You have the Neil Adams one? Neil Adams cover? Wow. Matty said he still has the dust jacket. Nice. That's cool. Very, very cool. Let's see here. So, what was I going to look at? Superman. Forgot what I wanted to say now. I had something I needed to I wanted to show, and a freaking my memory is garbaggio. It'll come back to me, I guess. Damn it, man. Well, crap. Characters. Well, poo-poo. Can't freaking remember what I was looking for now. Well. Huh. Fanty, I'm going to review. Let me look up that comic for a minute. I can't review, so I haven't read it, right, for a long time. But I guess it can't hurt to look it up. Problem is, when you look it up on the site I want to look it up on, it gives you 50 million. 164. See. Well, I can't find it. It will take extensive search to find it. Yeah, but I got to find it first. On this site, you have it's very weird and picky about its searches. You got to find the right one, See, it won't find it. It's tough to find there. I will find it and do it one of these days. I promise, Fandy. But you can't do it cold. I guess I can review something cold. A review is a dish that is best served cold. All right, if I can find it, just for you, Fanty, since we can't review the comic I wanted to review. But I'm telling you, I think there's a way to refine the search. I think I found it. Whoa, I found it. All right, Mr. Smarty Pants. Superman number 164. We won't call it a review, but we'll look at it. There we go. The showdown between Luthor and Superman in this corner. Superman is taking a beating, but it must be because they're on a planet with a red sun. See, at least they had an excuse, unlike Bruce Timm. Ha! Oops. Ha, I said. Some Superman you are without your Kryptonian powers. I gave you a black eye, and now I'm going to give you the beating of your life. Oof. What a fool I was to challenge Lex Luthor's to accept Lex Luthor's challenge to fight him man to man on this world under a red sun where I have no powers. That's no way to believe, Superman. This looks like Kurt Swan and George Klein to me. 1963. Well, if you can review this episode, it will bring much glory to you and your house. I agree, though, Fanty. That is Luthor. Now we'll at least look at it. How about that? We'll flip it like we're sitting at the comic shop. The showdown between Luthor and Superman. What a simple title. See, this was the Luthor that was always in jail and always breaking out. The revolving door on his jail cell. See, I want to take my time and read this one. So after just flipping it there, I'm going to take my time and read this one. I will tell you. Okay, all right. I guess that's what we'll do with the time, since we didn't get to review what I wanted to review tonight. Anybody who has a review suggestion of a Superman story, I can't promise I'll get to it. It's got to be within my wheelhouse. In other words, if it's some burn stuff, you can forget about it. If it's some modern crap I can't say, I mean, you could forget it. I know that narrows the field down. For example, I plan to review at some point the Sand Superman saga. You know what I mean? And definitely All-Star Superman. Sorry, hungry boy. I know you don't like that one. Sorry, HB. I know you you don't like that comic, do you? Oh man, I'm so sorry about that. I forgot. It's your favorite artist. I do like some Elseworld stories there. Just you can throw this. Never be afraid to throw the suggestion out. The least I could do is say that's not something I can necessarily review, though. Yes, hey, yeah, absolutely. Rami Salami, DC Comics Presents, would be a good couple of one-offs. We've already done one. My buddy J-Man and I, a few months ago, we reviewed DC Comics Presents number 29. I think it was 29, with Superman and the Spectre. And we had a lot of fun doing that. So, yeah, that would be DC Comics Presents. Has some other ones. J-Man loves DC Comics Presents. After that, he after he learned about the title, because I did a show about DC Comics Presents, and he went on a tear and collected almost all. He's trying to collect every issue, all 97 issues and the annuals. Yeah, last year, maybe not in 2021. Rami, I did a series of shows about all the team up books. Each week I did a different team up book. You know, starting Brave and the Bold, and with the Marvel Team Up, Marvel 2-in-1, and DC Comics Presents. And that was a lot of fun. And then, of course, we reviewed a little bit later, or a year later, so we reviewed that DC Comics Presents 29. That's a great one with the Spectre, yes. I'm not sure if you've read or reviewed this already, but what about Speeding Bullets? I've read Speeding Bullets. It's been a long time, but that might be worth reviewing. Oh, Rami, okay. Are you collecting all those? Are you collecting those? Cool. Let's see. An interesting 2-issue arc in action when Superman winds up aging like 1,000 years old. Oh, wow. That's an older one there, huh? Yeah, it is one of the older runs you could piece together until you get to the DC Comics Presents 26, which has the Teen Titans insert in it. And whatever, 40, whatever it is with He-Man, I think is a bit pricey from what I've heard. Other than that, even the earlier issues are fairly reasonable, and J-Man, he's been getting them all. He's got, I know, I don't know if he has every one yet, but he's getting close. I think there's something like 97 issues and 4 annuals, or 3 annuals, or maybe 4, something like that. And so it's pretty cool. But it is, yeah, I love that stuff. I love the team up books. And what's this? Superman. What's one? The one we were going to review. Anyone showing up late? By the way, again, my apologies for us not being able to review this one. We postpone. We are going to review it when I get Carlos to come back, because it's one of the great Superman annual number 11. One thing I can tell you is, man, when I first read this one in 1985, like the day it came out, I was blown away. I'd already been a fan of Alan Moore's work this one, man, stands as one of the all-time great Superman stories, in my opinion. So it's pretty cool stuff. And we were going to review it tonight. Carlos couldn't make it, so we're going to reschedule that and get it reviewed, do a review, because I really have a lot of fun doing these review shows, and it's going to be special. Great issue, even with Gibbons. I got you. I understand. I hear you, Steve. Yeah, I love it. It was a great story. And again, I mentioned to J-Man, a lot of people disagree with me on this. The Justice League cartoon adapted that. They adapted For the Man Who Has Everything, and I did not like the way they adapted it at all. I don't think they did a good job on it. Alan Moore gave them credit, but what was he going to do? Be a jerkweed? Well, he is a jerkweed now, but I don't like the way they did it at all, personally. I'm a fan of it, But anyway, that is neither here nor there. It's going to be cool to review that. So we will see. Speeding Bullets is an interesting one, though. That might be a good one to do, Cal. Any other ones out there? Anybody wants? I might. Oh, well, there was one. I might review Superman's Secret Identity one of these days by Kurt Busiek. That's a pretty interesting book. What's another one? I think there may be a couple other good Superman books to review, but I don't know. The Sand Superman saga, definitely I want to review. Definitely want to review that one. The Walt Simonson one-shot. I need more on that. Superman one-shot by Walt Simonson? Superman special? Wasn't that from the 80s or 90s or something? I can't. I don't know if I remember it. Oh wait. Oh, by the way, Superman Secret Superman. What was that one? Secret Origin. I might review as well. Superman Special by Walt Simonson. Superman 174 says Brian Hepburn. What about that one? Well, way back, just like Fanti did. I know what you're talking about, Ramy. I think I'm vaguely familiar, but I haven't read that in forever. If I bought it at all, and I love Walt Simonson, but I can't really put a finger on it. I might review. It's a weird one, but might review the Phantom Zone miniseries by Steve Gerber and Gene Colan. Man, there's so much stuff. Oh, man. Superman versus Shazam. I know that I don't like what they call him Shazam either. The very first one, the big tabloid edition. I should probably review that. Oh, man. Hungry Boy, there is a Superman Madman Hullabaloo special. Imagine that. You got Superman teaming up with a Madman of Allred. Should I review that one? Just kidding. Don't hurt me. It was Action 384 through 386. Time Trapper calls. Oh, okay. Age is he? I got you. Time Trapper. Got you. 174 is Clark Kent's Incredible Delusion. Wow. Yes. You know I would never review that. No. I don't want to look at that thing. I mean, if you want me to show you that art, you know, I will, I guess, if you want me to, dude. But, you know, we don't have to. Yes, if you if you insist, but I personally would advise against it. But if you really want to see it, man, all right. Man, they have so many of these. Superman family. Boy, some of the scans on some of these suckers. Whoo, wow. All right, random time. Oh, I think I don't know. Some of them want to save. But let's look at one random just for the fun of it. Let's just look at one. Keely Chow, Roll Tide. Let's just look at one for the fun of it. All right. Titanic, 200th issue of Superman Family. With the Ross Andrew cover. With Giordano inks, of course. The Earth 2 Superman and Lois. Remember these days? I'm sorry if we got to sound like the old timer. I mean, that's what I am. I'm old, so I do that. When comics were just fun. Oh, I think I bought this when it came out too. Look at these ads, man. Look at these. Oh my goodness, you got to have these. We're going to randomly look through a comic I haven't looked at in 40 years, just for the fun of it. Look at this, man. Corgi toys. All right. Who bought the Corgi toys? You can tell me. Who bought the Wonder Woman one? They got the cool. You notice that the Batman one is from the TV show. There's a Joker car. They got the Supermobile and the Superman van. You got to look at. I'd like that Metropolis truck and that Metropolis helicopter. Yes, now we get the terrible place ads that read like they were written by invalids. Sorry, not individuals. The opposite of individuals. My bad. I'm sorry about that, Rami. Oliver Belavante says, Clobby, have you read World's Finest Comics number 303 way back in May 1984? Superman and Batman teamed up with when they were a deadly plague which came in from a green snow that even we if I did, I don't remember it, but we'll take a look at it. Definitely take a look at it. Wow, this scan's terrible. Looks like wow, this art looks like Bob Oxner or somebody like that. It is Bob Oxner and Joe Giella. Wow. Why did I know that? I think it's not healthy that I knew that. Hey, Double C, good to see you, my friend. Hi, Clobberin. My favorite Superman of all time is Christopher Reeve. Oh, I'm with you there. Superman and favorite TV show are Superboy and Smallville. Well, excellent, and it's good to see you, Double C. Well, I'll star these. Let's see. Superman's wife, Lois Lane. Yeah. This is pretty good work for Oxner. Who wrote this? Jerry Conway. Oh, boy. Yeah, let's just skim through it. Happy anniversary. This is pretty cool stuff here. The scan isn't great. See what other stories they have in here. Hey, look at these ads. I love them. Oh, my goodness. It's all. Oh, there's a Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen story. Jerry Conway, Alex Saviuk, and Dave Hunt. Wow. Ugh. Not so good. Not so good. There we go. Here we go. Now we got a hostess ad. Now you're talking. Batman and Professor Plutonium. You got Batman in the Batmobile. Let's see. This is Kurt Swan making a little money on the side. I think it's Swan. Might be Mortimer. But Twinkies. A Twinkies ad. There you go. Hostess Twinkies. More Alex Saviuk. Yuck. Crap. I mean, it's better than modern crap, but, I'm just saying. Eric K., thank you, buddy. For the $2 super chat, says George Reeves is one of the best Superman. Yep. I loved him. I love him. He was great. Mark Lerseth, good to see you, my friend. Cams, what's up, buddy? Great to see you. I had to change plans for tonight, so we're nothing going on, but just sitting here passing the time because couldn't do my regularly scheduled review. Whoa. Letters page. See, am I the only one that checks the letters pages of old comics to see if any people who became pros later had letters printed? I know I'm not the only one because I have friends who do that too, but wow, look at these movie posters. The Private Life of Clark Kent. Jerry Conway again. Kurt Schaffenberger and Vince Coletta. Ooh, you. What say ye, hungry boy, about that team up? That's right. Hostess Fruit Pie can do anything. Oh, my God. So what say ye, hungry boy, to that team up of... Schaffenberger and Coletta. Nothing against Kurt Schaffenberger, but he was getting old at that point. It was fine, But wow. I actually have a piece of Kurt Schaffenberger original art. Hey, look at these new comics coming out. The sense-shattering origin of the Solar Sentinel Starman begins. Yeah, because you demanded it. Adventure Comics Plastic Man. Yeah, with Jim Aparo on the Starman part, anyway. Big breakthrough. That team up is as tasty as a fakey Daredevil. Rami says, I like to pick out which ones were written by the editors and writers themselves. That's a good point. Good point. I never thought of that. Rami, I like that. Rami Salami. Very good. They probably did do most of their own stupid letters. Although I have had a letter printed in a Marvel comic once back in 1980, 81, 80. So they do print letters. Mortimer. I knew Mortimer was in here somewhere. There's Winslow. But inked by Coletta. See, these are the guys, the Mortimers. I mean, when Mortimer was really old, and when he worked at Marvel, they kept giving him Spidey super stories. God bless him. I mean, he made money. I mean, he made a living on it. I hope he made a living on it anyway. And he did a lot of Supergirl stuff. Issue 200, man. This is issue 2. This is what you guys do. Issue 200. Now, see, that's a pretty good. Say what you want about Vinny. That's probably mostly Win there. That's a good Supergirl page right there. Bad scans, but yeah, that's a good Supergirl. Oh, man. So that's what they did with issue 200. They just had a bunch of hacky art. Well, mostly. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. There's Oxner and Giella again. Every story is by freaking Jerry Conway. Oh my God, Lois is pregnant, folks. Look. My stupid letter, which is very cringy and annoying, got printed in the Incredible Hulk number 251, I think it was. Let me make sure. Michael Golden cover. It had 3D Man on it. Let's see. Incredible Hulk. I'm double checking to make sure that's it. What the one? Yep, it was 251. It's a dumbass. It was 251. It's a dumbass letter. I was relatively young, and I just was raving about how much I liked Bill Mantlo and the Sal Buscema team on the book, and how I thought they were the next Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. They were so good, and of course I was a dumb kid. I admit it. It's so embarrassing. And here's the thing about that letter that I wrote. I forgot about it. I mean, it was out of my memory. I did not. It was like it didn't happen. And around 2015 or 16, an old friend of mine that I hadn't seen in in a couple of decades, he was living in another state. But we used to work in comic shops together and stuff. And we got how Facebook does, it'll get you back in contact with old friends and stuff. Well, this friend of mine he sends me a Facebook, says, "Hey, is this you?" And in this letter that you wrote, and I guess I probably never. What happened was I probably sent it and forgot I sent it and never knew it got published. That's probably what it was. And he sends that and he says, "Yeah, I mean, look." And I looked at it and go, "Oh my God!" And it is my address. It's my name. I know. I still to this day. I'm not kidding. I have no memory of writing that letter and sending that letter. But that's my name, my address, and I had a subscription to that comic. And maybe I didn't buy that issue for whatever reason. Sure enough, it's there. And I'm the only one of my name that lives in that house at that address at that time. Isn't that wacky? I still don't remember writing the damn thing. But unless it was me from another dimension with the same address, I don't know. It's a little short one too. Yep. So an Earth B Clobby wrote, yeah, it must be. I mean, it's weird. Weirded me out. I said, holy shite, dude. I've tried everything I can. And now, over the years since he sent that, I do have a vague memory, but it's I don't trust it. I don't know if I say, but I do trust that it was me. It was me. That nobody else lived at that address. I can tell you that with my name. And my brothers didn't buy comics, so and I was buying that comic. I knew, I was 15, 16 years old or whatever. Hey, Neon Knight. Good to see you. So it's just crazy, weird, wild stuff is all it is. That is weird, wild stuff, my friends. Yeah. Look what movie's coming out. Oh, my God. Yes. Carrie Fisher. Oh, my good dude. What you doing, buddy? I didn't see you sneak in there, bro. Man, how you been? It's been too long. When are we going to hang out again? You got to come hang out. Come hang out with me, dude. Glenzer, what's up, Glenzer? He said, that's amazing. Part of history you can't remember, but document. It's insane. Yeah, it is. My friend who sent me that's the saddest part of this story. He just about a week or two later, he passed away unexpectedly, fairly unexpectedly. He was having some medical issues, but we worked together back in the 80s at comic shops and stuff. Well, it's good to see you, buddy. I miss you, man. Miss hanging out with you, brother. We must do it again soon. So again, for anyone who arrived later, tonight's the thing I had scheduled for tonight. Unfortunately, Carlos couldn't make it. We were going to be reviewing this great comic, the Superman number 11, for the Man Who Has Everything, by the masterpiece by Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons, and we're going to have to push that back. It is still Superman month, so we're all talking Superman. So that's why I'm just throwing a bunch of random Superman stuff out there. Had a great time earlier today with J-Man reviewing Batman Raven the Bold number 50 of Earth B. That was a lot of fun. So I'm just updating anyone who may not know. It is still Superman month, and we're talking Supes, but it's just, yeah. Well, dude, I will send you an invite, Flash. If you can make it, I'm going to send you one over there, and you feel free to join me, brother. I got to get to you first. It takes me a second to get over there. Hang on. Searching you out now. There you are. All right. I have sent you a link on Facebook, sir. Mr. Fisher, if you are able to make it, it would be fantastic to see you. Let's see. So please feel free. Would love to have you join me. It's been too long. Apollome's Minion is here. What's up, dear? It is good to see you. And of course, you can't have Apollome's Minion show up without the pepperoni. Clobberin Times doggy. I hope that Simi, the doggy, is doing well, and I hope you were doing well. Apollome's being safe out there. I hope. So yeah. So hopefully Flash will pop in and hang out with me a bit. But yes. What? Oh, well, if you can find the earpiece, look, pop in, man. I'm gonna be on for a little bit longer. If not, I understand, buddy. But yeah. It's crazy out there. Like I said, no pressure. If you can't find the earpiece, that's cool too. I mean, but if you can, it'd be great to see it. So, I wonder. Let me try something here. Try a search. All right.
Hello. I just snuck in. Hope that's okay.
Dude, yeah. What's up?
Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hey.
All right, buddy. Mark D. Good to see you. Is here with us, the chief engineer. What's up, Tutor?
Oh, good. Yeah, I was lurking for a while. I do some projects and stuff, and so
good to see you, man.
Listening. Yep, good to see you. Yep. So hopefully Flash can.
Hope Flash can make it.
And hailed everyone in the chat. Yep. So one comic I'd like to review eventually with you was Adventure 453. My first Superboy comic or superhero comic.
Oh, Adventure Comics. Let's take a look at it. Superboy's in there?
Yeah, Superboy, yep.
Well, then it qualifies it to be talked about tonight at least.
I guess, right? Yep. I have it pulled up. I can share my screen, yep.
5-3. Oh, you do?
Yep.
You have it pulled up?
Be prepared.
I can't get it. Oh, go for it, yes. I can't find it on here.
Yeah, it's weird. You got to go through adventure first.
Yeah, it's tough to you got to go through adventure on there. It's a mess on that site.
Yeah, but at least you can find a lot of stuff. Yep. So here we go. So this made history in I guess 1977.
That's a Kurt Schaffenberger cover. Yeah. Yeah, this is when they brought him back to have his own series again.
So was that the first issue with Superboy in the title, or no? They'd already been.
Presents a new solo series. No. I mean, he was part of Adventure Comics, many years earlier, of course. Yeah, but yeah, this is them bringing him back. This is before
bringing him back, right?
Like a trial run before they gave him his book called New Adventures of Superboy, and it's around the time that he left the Legion, if I remember correctly. If I'm getting my timelines right. So yeah, wow, cool. You could win. You could be in the Superman movie. Details inside.
Yeah, I didn't win, but yeah. And look at those baseball players too: Jim Palmer, Joe Morgan, Reggie Jackson, all Hall of Famers.
That's the inside cover.
Yeah. Twinkie time. So
nice.
So the story behind this, everyone, you guys have probably heard this.
I haven't read that in forever. I don't know when the last time I read that. I had that, I think. No. Anyway, go ahead. I think I had the issue after it.
You might have it.
No, yeah. I think I had the one after it. They had a couple. I have a couple of those, but maybe not that one.
Yep. So the story behind this was my grandfather was bringing back Richie Rich, Archie. For my sister Josie and the Pussycats, or Casper the Ghost, and they were pretty good comics, right? It's Donald Duck or Mickey Mouse, because he was a taxi cab dispatcher on the weekend he actually partly owned a place with his brother, and so he'd work on the weekends there, and there was a newsstand next door, the old fashioned newsstand with all the magazines and lottery tickets, cigarettes back when you can sell those. Joking. So he's bringing me back comics, and my sister's a couple years younger, and then one day he brought this comic back, and it blew my mind. I'm like, oh, I love that. And like, Grandpa, I think I was 8 years old or 9 years old. I'm like,
wow,
you got to bring me back more with Superboy, with Superman in it. Really love superheroes.
Yeah.
So then the next week he brought me back, I think X-Men 108 was one of the first X-Men I had, the first Byrne issue. and a bunch of it's a bunch of classic comics from back in that time period. So I have all those, in my collection is mapped out as my first 200 comics that I got. So that was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Wow.
So but yeah, so he brought this home. So this was really, I consider this either the most valuable comic in my collection, sentimental value, obviously, and of course it ended up being the most costing me the most money because it started a love of comics. But that's it's a joke, but no, it's a special comic.
There you go.
And not a great
John
scam
Callahan
here.
on the John Callahan did the pencils, but Murphy Anderson did the inking, and that means it looks pretty good.
In. Yeah,
I think it's John Callahan. I can't like however you say his name.
Yep. And I'm just gonna stop the screen for 1 second. I gotta get to my chat here. I'm gonna pull up the chat so I can see the chat. No, I had to stop it for 1 second. I didn't want to. There we go. I got my. Sorry about that.
No problem. No problem.
So here we go. So long last, Solo starring in an all-new series, Superboy, The Adventures of Superman when he was a boy. So yeah, this was summer of '77. It looks like you too can be a superhero. Yeah,
Bob Rozalkas, old buddy Bob. I've had Bob Rozalkas on my show once. That's the Answering Man.
Wow,
the Answer Man from DC.
Awesome.
Long ago, long ago, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So Super has just returned from the 30th century, not a moment too soon. So that's when you're talking about the Legion, right? So
yep. He left the Legion around. It was Legion of Superheroes 258 or 259 or whatever it was, and yeah, he was branching out on his own. They decided the Legion need him.
Yeah,
or at least on the title.
On the title, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the book was Superboy and the Legion at the time, and then just changed to Legion of Superheroes. They had their own book. And here's Superboy without a title of his own at the moment. Poor Superboy.
So what's he gonna do? Yep. So so you've got since a happy 2 weeks at Camp Smallville for city kids is on the verge of being marred as a young girl struggles to stay afloat until help arrives. So of course there's no lifeguards at this camp. So September, August, September, October 77. So I guess that maybe that would have been out during the summer, or the way that the publishing date is obviously different than was on sale. Yep.
Well, yeah, it says September, October. That means 2 months below that. I mean, 2 months before that is when it came out.
Yeah, so it must have been the summer, right? I'm guessing. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, this was around summertime. Summertime. It's like Superboy.
Yeah. So Superboy saves the girl that's swimming, right? Yeah. I'm your biggest fan. And Pete Ross, I guess, knows the secret identity at this point, right?
Yeah,
yep.
Pete Ross does.
Yeah. So thank you, Superboy, for saving him. Yeah. So what a kid of Superboy is. He'll be here, but it's Clark Kent.
This is when the Kents were, of course, obviously they're a little bit younger right there.
Yep.
When he worked in the store.
That'd be great to have someone like Superman stocking the shelves for you, right?
Yeah, I never do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember he had that secret like underground passageway to fly out through all the time when he went out as Superboy.
If I was a superhero like Superboy, I wouldn't save you. She's girl's mad at this guy. Yep.
I hate you.
It's your fault.
Big Benny. Big Benny Anthony, I hate you. Yeah. How would I
wish I could be a superhero.
I would be like Superboy. Yeah. Okay, so go ahead.
Then I'd show him. Yeah.
I don't think
Have you ever read this, sir?
I don't think I had this one. No, I don't think so. Maybe not jogging the memory, but that doesn't mean anything with me.
Yeah. So here's the MacGuffin here. So if you watch closely, you saw Superboy's last adventure with the Legion. You know that the Boy of Steel has in his cape a mystic crystal he took from the sinister sorcerer for safekeeping. Superboy Legion 230.
Oh, this is way before he left the Legion. Then.
And Mr. Crystal, which responds to thought waves, is about to be tapped by the powerful wishes of this little girl. The Mr. Crystal,
Crystal
which
Lake.
endows his Crystal Lake, yeah. Oh no.
Yeah. Indeed, Flash.
Yeah.
Can Jason be far behind?
Yeah. Oh, I think I don't know if that was a friendly fire, but Neon Knight got hit by Maddie's daddy, so I don't know if that was friendly fire or not. But just shout out to Maddie's daddy, just in case you're at the gym. And I got banned by Maddie's daddy once too.
I'm still seeing him in there. I think I'm seeing Neon. Am I? Oh no, I'm seeing him on my side. You mean you look at which side are you looking at?
You on the YouTube
side?
I see.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll look into it.
Yep. So here we got all these super prizes. This is selling grit. And then, of course, the awesome ads. Yep. I need to get that Fast Muscles book. Yep. Could use that in a few weeks. Yep. So I guess he meets the.
Doesn't look like much of anything. Just like it was a message deleted. Anyway, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. So glad to meet you here from the city. Right. Part of the weeks in the country plan for kids of civil servants. So I guess, Clark is here and they're talking about Camp Smallville and what they're going to do, go camping. And then what did she say here? Is that Lana here? I'll give the kids something to remember for a long time. No, that might be a bit too far. No way, it'll be fun. Come on, Lana. It's a Lana. Okay. No one's going to get hurt. Besides, it's tradition. The older councils have been doing it for years. Well, I guess I'm outvoted. But something tells me it's not going to turn out the way you expect. She's reading Woman in Politics. Hey, bookworm. We're going on an overnight up to the waterfalls. Not me. I'm not going anywhere with you. Knock it off. We came here to enjoy the outdoors. Not so you could spend 2 weeks with your nose in a book. Give me my book. And of course, that's a hint to who this character is. That's the big reveal at the end to see what it is. Yep. So later they were after a hike through the woods and dinner over an open flame. Now gather around the fire, and Lana will tell you how Haunted Falls got its name. Well, I guess how Crystal Lake got its name. A real ghost story. Yeah. So I guess they're, we'll skim through it, but they're. I guess Clark is setting up the joke here. Yep. Let's see here. Was Davy Crockett one of the explorers? I saw on TV that he was the king of the wild frontier. So that was, Davy Crockett TV show was. What did they go to the 60s? Clobberin times or
something like that.
60s, yeah. So everyone knew what that show was back then. No, it wasn't there. These two explorers were named Ross Peterson and Kensington Clark. Anyway, they were canoeing down river upstream from the falls when they suddenly spotted a beautiful Indian maiden. She was running right along the river, waving them to follow her. And she led them to a secret gold mine, right? No, she led them right over the falls. It said that the ghosts of these two explorers can still be seen up here, searching for the Indian maiden who led them to their deaths. And then all the ghosts, Clark and Peter the ghost, so they're screaming, "They're coming to get us. Don't worry. This is a job for Mighty Girl. Oh my gosh, my sister. I'll stop those ghosts." No, don't. Go back where you came from, Spook. What the? Don't know how that little girl got superpowers, but I do know that this is a job for Superboy. So, of course, you have the classic, heroes meeting and fighting. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hold it, Mighty Girl. Her punch would have broken Pete in two. Superboy surely hit Clark. He's safe, Lana. I caught him. Yeah. Get out of here, Superboy. I'm the hero now. Stop those ghosts, not you. Of course, then you got your Daisy ad.
Yes.
Growing up with boys
there.
since 1886.
Nice.
And you got the Mighty Meat
Slim
Shack.
Jims.
Slim Jim.
Murphy Anderson makes everybody look better. He did everything he can for these pencils, and God bless Murphy Anderson. And I guess I don't know exactly what happened. Neon Knight, it may have been some kind of mistake. You got you got disappeared by accident or something. So sorry about that.
Friendly fire, probably. Yep,
It was just an
yep.
accident.
It happens.
Oversight.
It happens sometimes. Yep, yep.
So yeah, sorry about that, buddy.
And hail to Dave and Neon Knight. Yep.
Dave.
So Superman says, or Superboy says, this gal packs some wallop. Gotta calm her down before. Eek, a fire. Great Krypton. I've got to. Nothing doing, Superboy. I told you. I'm the new superhero here. Yeah, well, I felt that. Now blow out the fire. The fire can't blow it out. It's spreading. Help, help. And now Superboy, as an experienced superhero, knows what to do. She's making it worse. Going to put that fire out. And the warrior handling Mighty Girl. Oh, Superboy win any cannonball contest, I guess, right? At the pool. So he douses the flames. And then she says, you big what'd she say? You big hog. I could have saved everyone. I'll show you. I'll wish for even more powers, and I'll punch you to the moon.
To the moon.
To the moon, Alice.
To the moon, Alice.
You wish for those powers? So that's it. I know how you got them. Somehow she tapped Mordor's crystal and got to get rid of it. Cut off her source. I'll hurl it into space.
Yep, Mordor, Legion of Superheroes. Villain.
Not that it could be end up, so it could be used again, I guess. Yep. Oh, crazy crabs. I don't remember those.
You got crazy. It says Susie got crazy crabs. There you go. The great Superman movie contest. First two prizes. A role in the upcoming Superman movie, plus an expensive paid trip to visit the offices of DC Comics. 5,000 second prizes. Choice of Secret Origins of DC Heroes book. Copies of the upcoming Warner paperback novels of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. Which didn't happen, I don't think. Years subscription to the amazing world of DC. I'll take that. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Because that was tough. That was tough mag to get. I had to go find them. Copies of the all-new Superman versus Wonder Woman, Batman versus Superman versus Muhammad Ali, and Legion of Superheroes supersized comics. Okay,
that's
works.
Pretty good price too. Yeah.
Tickets to Superman movie previews. Yes.
I would have taken that.
Yes, sir. All entries must be received by July 15th, 1977. Remember that, kids. Get your entries ready right now.
Yeah, it's expired, right? Yeah.
I think it might be a little expired.
Yeah. Look how this is just the old typewriter. Just typed, in the DC office on the typewriter. Yeah. So, yeah.
The super days. Super.
All the legalese. Yeah.
Bodybuilding free. What?
Yep.
There you go. Those ads, man. The ads are so fun to see these things.
Yeah. Ooh.
Mr. Oh, yeah. I got the trade that compiled these things. Of course, he should always be Kirby, but the Marsha Rogers and Michael Golden issues of Mr. Miracle after Kirby left, some of them are really good. Some really nice art.
Yeah, that was. I think I read some of those. Yep. I think those
I did a trade recently. I picked that up. Single Englehart and Rogers. Great stuff. Well, he took the powers away.
Yep. Buried in the molten surface of the sun. What? My power is fading away. Gone. I wanted to be a superhero. I really did. It's okay, sis. It's okay. Being a superhero isn't that easy. You have to get experience and training. You saw what almost happened. A lot of people could have been hurt because you didn't know what to do. But you took away my powers. I wish for them. They're mine.
I hate you.
I hate you. You can't have powers by wishing, by magic. Well, don't tell certain heroes that. By magic, you got to work, develop your own skills, and by working really hard, someday you too can be a hero. Okay, Superboy, I'm really going to try, and someday you're going to be hearing about Barbara Gordon's superheroine.
Yes, nice touch.
Surprised to learn the identity of our guest star reader, or did you figure it out from the clues we dropped along the way?
Nice.
End.
Nice.
So that's a great first story to read, for Superboy. So
that's true.
It first.
It was on the cutting room floor, I'm sure. No, that's cool though. That's a nice little inning. I like that. I did not see that coming.
Yeah, that
Very
was cute. Well, that's why she's the bookworm, right? So they keep saying she's a bookworm.
That's
And a couple of
young Babs Gordon. Yeah,
yeah. So a
perfect.
couple of hints there. And of course, yeah, she's got to work at it, right?
Yeah,
Of course, then she
I
becomes
like
a
it.
superhero someday. Yep.
Good
So,
story, Bob. That's pretty cool for a Superboy story. I like it. I like that a lot. And of course, I can't say it now. John Cowan was always a very blah, pale penciler, but Murphy Anderson could spice up any, even the most boring of pencilers. Let's put it like that. Yeah.
yep.
Wouldn't you say? Would you agree with that, Hungry Boy? That Murphy Anderson could add spice to anyone? So anyway, continue.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of stories. I think there's 2 other stories in this. We'll just skim,
Flip
just
'em,
skim through.
skim 'em.
We'll flip them. But what I really liked is, as a kid reading this for the first time, I mean, that artwork's great. Like, oh, who's Mr. Miracle? I got to find out who he is. And just, it's a really accessible first story for a young kid. You
So this is
could relate.
your first superhero comic. Wow.
Yeah, first superhero comic. Yep.
Wow.
So unless you count Dynamite as a superhero,
No,
I think I had Falcon and Dynamite, but
you had the comic of that.
the comic of that, yeah.
And I know you have a copy. I know you have a nice copy of this somewhere.
Yeah, I got a couple of copies, and I got it signed by Kuppenberg. He wrote one of the stories on he didn't write this story, but he wrote the Aquaman story that's in here.
Okay.
So I told him, like, that's the first superhero comic I ever had. So it's a cool cover too. I mean,
that's actually a pretty good point that Classic makes. One could question why Jim Gordon's daughter is attending a summer camp in Kansas, but whatever. I get. Yeah, who knows? It's not outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
I can hear me yelling yes across the ocean. I can hear you. Yeah. So what else we got in there? Just to look at it for and diggles.
Yeah, for fun. Yep. So then of course you got your letters.
I love the Daily Planet.
Yeah.
JLA, JSA, and Legion Bound. Oh man, dude, I love this crossover.
So that's where he got the crystals. That was a tie-in with the crystal, I guess, for the story. It wasn't
a crossover with Legion though, but they did fight Mordor in there. So yeah, but basically, JLA, JSA crossovers happened every year in the Justice League of America comic book, but this one actually even had the Legion in it, and so yeah. Ask the Answer Man, the guy who wrote the comic, your first superhero comic. He also was Bob Rock. Zach's the Answer Man. Let's see. On the cover of Green Lantern, you have the words, the award-winning comic. What award did it win? It won ACBA Shazam Awards for writer Denny O'Neil, artist Neil Adams, and Dick Giordano. Best story and best magazine back in 1970 and 1971. Cool. Here you go. Are Batgirl and Robin really married? And when did they find out each other's identities? John, no, they faked the wedding to smoke out the head of. I can barely see it. I'm sorry.
Head of Maze.
Head of Maze, and they discovered who was who back in Batman Family #3. Okay, I remember tough time seeing it.
I don't remember that one.
Let's see here. Question. What is the difference between managing editor, and story editor at DC? Joe Orlando, our managing editor, writes herd over all of our magazines, approving stories, art, and covers for each title. There is no difference between editors and story editors. In fact, they now all have the same title, and their job is to plot the stories and edit the scripts for publication. Got a question? For the Answer Man, send it to Bob Rozakis, DC Comics, 75 Rockefeller Plaza, New York, 1019. Or 100. I mean, 100, whatever.
Yeah,
anyway,
119.
I love it.
1019. Yeah.
I used to always, when I get, it was fun bonus of, reading the comic because you got to read the bulletin, the direct currents. Let's see. On sale this week of July 4th. Batman, see July 4th. That's when this came out.
Yeah, that summer. Yeah, I remember being in the summer for some reason. Yep.
Batman 292. The Batman is dead, and the Riddler claims he's the killer. The Testimony of the Riddler by David V. Reed, John Calnan, the guy who drew your first superhero story ever, and Tex Blaisdell, a guy that did not need to be inking Superman or Batman stories, but anyway. The Flash 254. The Flash is seeing things, or are they really happening? Read. I can't. What's that? Read.
Give me some minute.
Read To Believe or Not to Believe by Carrie Bates, the only Flash writer. Oh, sorry. Oh, cool.
Oh,
cool.
zoom in there. That should help.
Thanks.
Yep.
Irv Novick, one of my favorite Flash artists, and Frank McLaughlin. ISIS number 7. ISIS resumes her Andrea Thomas identity in Darkly Through the Mutant's Eye by Jack Harris. It's usually Jack C. Harris. Mike Vosberg, icky, and Vinnie Coletta.
Our favorite.
Yeah. But here's what I like. Jonah Hex number 5, revealed at last. The origin of Jonah Hex by Michael Fleischer and his yet unchosen artist. That would be Tony DeZuniga.
Wow. I love that. Yeah.
Probably. I'm sorry.
Commande.
Oh, boy, this was sad here. It's after Kirby Commande. This is like Kirby was gone. Commande number 53. Commande and Spirited Counterintelligent Caterpillars in the Eternity Trap by Jack Harris, not Jack Kirby. Dick Ayers, not Jack Kirby. And Alfredo Alcala, not Jack Kirby. Yeah, this Commande. Nothing against those fellers, by the way. I like them all. But
yeah.
Secret Society of Supervillains number 10. The villains steal the last of the sorcerer's treasures and ask the musical question, who's the leader of the band that's killing you and me? And a Jerry Conway. Now I'm turning into Raquel. Dick as Jack Abel sword. You know Jack Abel was related to Howard Stern? Weird.
No.
Shade number 3. Steve Ditko and Michael Fleischer provide Shade with an escape into the trap. I'm sorry. Anyway, I don't know. I just thought we'd give us some news, folks. I love this stuff. Sorry.
Kane and Company. Yep. The Haunted House.
Yes.
Yep. Secrets of the Haunted House. Yep. Those are great, scary stories.
Sir.
Superman versus Wonder Woman.
Yeah, that's the big big like tabloid edition. Superman versus Wonder Woman, a super special tabloid edition set in World War II as the Men of Steel battles the amazing Amazon in an adventure by. Will you stop with the Jerry Conway? Sucks. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez and Dan Atkins did have great art. Weird War Tales number 56. The eerie side of war is shown in The Headless Courier by Arnold Drake and Rick Estrada. Not to be confused with Eric. And The Blue in the Grave by Drake and Bill Drought and Stephen Mitchell. And on sale right now, Action Comics 476. Adventure Comics, the one you just talked about.
This one,
Yeah, and yeah. Well, anyway, you get the point. I'll let you.
Yeah, All-Star Detective, which no, it's awesome. Yeah,
no,
it's fun. Don't tell Captain Infinity, but we just traveled back through time. Yep,
we did. I think he sanctions this kind of time travel.
That's okay. Yep.
A lot of people like Star Hunters.
Yeah,
Dave McElhaney and Don Newton and Bob Layton. Bob Layton really could make anybody pop. Great art in that comic. It was a pretty cool comic and didn't last more than what was it, 4 issues
short.
Maybe?
I have one of them. Yeah, so from that, my grandfather probably grabbed that one for me. Yeah.
Indeedishness. Hey,
cool
Joe
shirts.
Kubert art on his shirts.
Beach towels.
Beach towels, $4.19.
Yeah. Got to get them just 19 cents. And don't cut it out. Please don't cut it out. Oh, look.
No,
Bank AmeriCard number. Master charge number. Wow.
Please send your parents. Please send your parents Bank AmeriCard or Master charge numbers. We'll keep them on. We won't use them or anything else.
Yeah. So here we go. Here's an Aqualad story.
Oh, boy.
Paul Kupperberg wrote this. Yeah.
Oh, this art. Holy crap. It looks like I have to see more.
Did they say who?
No, they will.
They will hear you.
Actually, is that Mike
That's
Nasser?
not bad right there.
Is that Mike Nasser? That art looks so familiar. So
Paul
Carl Potts,
Kupperberg.
Joe Rubenstein, boy, I see the Rubenstein all over it. Carl Potts was just getting started. That's pretty good stuff.
That's not bad there. Yeah, so Kupperberg would hang out in our local comic shop all the time, so that's how I got to know him. So here's
yeah.
I mean, just please, Aqualad, there's no need for violence.
Aqualad, put some pants on.
They don't need pants. They're underwater. We are pacifists, but no way we can allow no violence to invade our world.
Yeah, it was definitely Earth 2, buddy. Absolutely. That Wonder Woman Superman thing. So yes, they're sitting around going, pop.
Yeah. We're just skimming through
An
this. So I don't
Aqualad
remember the
story.
story. Uh-oh. It's fighting Aquaman, yep. So yeah, all these
right,
places
Dad Man.
class.
Sorry about Dad Man. Good night, buddy. Thanks for being here.
Good night, Dad Man. Hope
Yes,
you have a good day tomorrow.
Rubenstein was great. He adds so much.
He's trying to find his parents. I hate to resort to legal means, but it's the only way.
Reward. We'll pay you $50
wow.
for this 1972 penny. Wow. Yeah. That's not a scam at all there. Jesus Christ.
And we got a switchblade comb. Yep.
I had one. We had those. You could get those like at flea markets and crap back then. The switchblade comb.
Yeah. Our friends that one. Yeah. Buying a can that you control.
Oh yeah, Superboy, giant size Superboy, giant.
Yeah. Nice.
Justice League. Nice
God,
stuff.
48 pages, 60 cents. It's nice. Yep.
See, it started in Superboy and the Legion, and then it continued. It was like one of the original, like the earliest. I mean, I considered it a crossover, but they weren't calling it that necessarily. Andy Masterson, what's up, dude?
Hey, Andy, Andy, it's the way to my non-X-ray specs. Yeah.
Good to see you, buddy.
So Aqualad is breaking and entering here. It's usually not my style, but he breaks in. I guess he's looking for the council records. Looking for some pants. Yep.
Dad Man. Is Dad Man here?
Well, you just said goodnight, Dad Man, I thought.
No. I said D-Bud.
Oh, D-Bud. I could have sworn you said Dad Man.
I may have. I'm an idiot.
I thought you said Dad Man because I'm flipping into comics. So.
I could have sworn I said D-Bud. But I didn't. Okay, good
night,
night,
good night to both. Good night, both. If Dad Man's lurking, good night, Dad Man.
Yeah, and good night, Dad Man. Dad Man, just in case.
I could have.
Yeah, maybe no, you're probably right. You're probably right. I said Dad Man. I know I didn't say Dad Man Walking 55, but I did say Dad Man. And Steve said I said Dad Man Walking 55. I didn't say the whole thing. I probably said Dad Man when I meant D-Bud. Sorry, D-Bud, and good night. And who are all these guys in these weird clothes?
Let's see. They're the council, I guess, right? Yep. You decided to find them for yourself. We've told you. We don't know who your parents are. Now, please leave. This room is off limits. So he's just trying to find out who his parents are. There's obviously no DNA testing back then for him. So I guess they're fighting. Story. It's a weird story. Yeah. Paul,
know,
what were you thinking?
I figured that. Steve, I was just kidding. I mean, next, the answer.
No, my friend. He still believes we're keeping the truth from him. I fear he's a determined young man. But deterred or not, Aqualad must never find out the truth about his parents. Aye, for the day he does, the Hidden Valley is doomed.
Doomed.
Ooh, next, the answer.
Doomed, I say.
Yeah.
So that's the end of that issue, right?
When I guess, is there another story in this? That's probably that. That's probably it, yeah.
Let me see the names on the letters.
Let's see.
I always check. That's a habit of mine. In case it's somebody
Trumbull, Connecticut. That's not too far from
I only check to see if it's somebody that ended up in the business later, because you can't tell me how many times. I can't tell you how many times I've looked at the letters page, and then it says, "Hey, that person drew or wrote comics later."
Yeah,
not on this one. It happens more often than you think, though. Toy Soldier Time, love those.
I remember that. Yeah, those are great. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yes, sir.
Prizes for cash.
Prizes and cash. Yeah. You can get all that stuff. Boy, we were some gullible suckers.
Wow. That's better than Amazon.
Yeah.
Guerrilla Radio.
It was Amazon back then, except it was fake.
Electric football game, the classic one. Yeah. Look at that tape recorder.
Boy, come see us at SeaWorld.
I can imagine that show. Yeah,
remember that they used to have this people dress up as superheroes at SeaWorld and stuff.
yeah. As we jump over the sharks. Yep. Captain Kidd. Yep.
Yep, sure.
Oh,
Zipping over
Shamu.
the sharks.
Yeah. Well, no more Shamu there. Yep.
Yeah.
So
That's cool
I
to
wonder
see
if
that.
they had that. I wonder if they continued that story in the next issue. Just
They
real quick.
probably did.
Let's just
There you go.
down.
That one I have. That one
You
I
have this one.
Yep.
What's a scroll doing in Superboy? Just kidding.
Superboy, you may have caught me, but
Sorry.
it's a small mold. I've turned small and into small to solid kryptonite and another Aqualad story. So yes, to answer your question,
Yeah, that's probably
continued them both.
Just gonna flip down there. I got to know.
We'll see who did the Superboy art. But no, we'll do that later.
Okay, let's see who did Aqualad. It's got to be Kupperberg again, I guess, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
sharks there.
You got an assignment. You don't even know what happened to see. Yep, same. Dick Giordano inking instead of Joseph Rubinstein this time on Carl Potts. I was surprised Carl Potts did work this early for DC.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well,
my own problem is that he's got to save the guy from the sharks, right? Yep.
Yeah. Put your pants on, boy.
Aqualad taking out the sharks. Yep. No, you've just slain one of my shark brothers, one who did you no evil. Uh-oh.
Hey, he's mad for killing the dang shark?
Yeah. Well, I guess there was companions. I'm just flipping through this to see. But look, Starsky and Hutch, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Well, Batman utility belt. These are fun.
Nice.
Yeah. You hit me. So I guess War on the Ocean Floor. I guess so. That's the next one. Let's see who did the Superboy.
Let's see.
Superboy art. Yeah.
Juan Ortiz, Vince Coletta. Oh, you can't get a worse combo. No wonder it looks like dog poop. Oh God, Juan sucks.
Oh my God, that's bad.
Vinny Coletta. I've seen worse Coletta, but that's
not
good. Jesus Christ. How you like this?
There.
What does this look like? It's almost like Don Perlin, a hungry boy. Ooh, I should not have mentioned that name. This is bad, boy. Juan Ortiz was. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. See, back then, for those who don't know, in the early 70s, a bunch of artists from, I'm not going to say it, from south of the border, you might say, Filipinos artists and other artists of different types were brought into Marvel and DC because they worked for peanuts, and it cost a lot of guys gigs that because they work cheaper. I believe Juan Ortiz was one of these fellows, and there were some good artists. Some were really good artists, but others weren't. But they were cheap. The Philippines, yes. And and Spain. Okay, there were a couple places, and again, they worked for peanuts, right? So Anyway,
no, it's not.
And
some of them
were some good ones. I mean, look.
Yeah.
Some of them are pretty good artists now.
I mean, those last few panels were passable, or but look how bad this is. My God,
that's the Kryptonite kid. He's just a kid version of the Kryptonite man.
That's such bad art. As a kid, though, I wonder if you really know. A little kid. I wonder if I really noticed.
I don't know. You know what? It
Maybe
depends.
I didn't notice it.
I did. Well, I mean, you were 8. I'm talking about when you got in. I didn't either. When I got into my, 12, 11, stuff like that, then I started.
Yeah, then you'd start to notice it more. Yeah. But when you're a little kid, the art wasn't too bad in that previous comic, but yeah, this is just not good.
That's because Murphy Anderson inked one of them, and on that last 2 comics, you had inferior pencilers, but you had inkers like Murphy Anderson and Joseph Rubinstein. So this one, you got, oh boy, wait, I mean, on the second story, it's pretty good because you have Dick Giordano, but on this one, you got Vinny Coletta. He can ruin any. Ortiz is not the greatest, and when you got match him up
That
with
combo.
Vince Coletta.
Yeah.
The things I've learned about Vince Coletta just over the past couple of months explain so much. I can't say. I'm not going to talk about it here, but Wonder Woman and Kooky Lala. So what is she selling this time?
That's Steve Trevor.
Yeah, that's Kurt Swan art. So actually, it's
the sign comes to life. The movie star 60 feet tall. But of course, eating a Hostess Twinkie will save the day. Yeah,
it's Twinkie time.
Yeah, save Steve Trevor. Yep. And Twinkie cakes are still delicious on or off Broadway.
That's not Swan. That's Elze Delbo. That's not Swan. Now I love this cover you're about to show.
Why do I remember that cover? I think I remember that. That's scary.
Probably have that comic.
I just don't remember that from somewhere. Yeah, well, the dollar comics were just so good.
Indeed, hungry boy.
Bang for your buck. Yep. Great inkers can raise up middling pencils on this Coletta. LOL.
Oh yeah. Didn't really start paying attention to individual artists for 9 or 10. That makes sense. Great inkers can raise up middling pencilers. Then there's Coletta. Oh, then there's Coletta. Yeah. Lopez is fantastic. Yeah, Kryptonite Kid, who later becomes Kryptonite Man, I believe. Oh, well, this is retroactive. Hey, the Saturday morning cartoons, folks.
Yeah. Ooh, Space Academy.
Space Academy, which was not a cartoon. This is a Neil Adams art, by the way. Neil Adams did a lot of ad work. Well, some of it is. Actually, he had some different artists, too.
Well, that was one with Jimmy. Was that the one with Jimmy Doohan, Space Academy, or was that?
That's Jonathan Harris.
Jonathan Harris, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Jimmy Doohan on Jason of Star Command?
Jason of Star Command, yeah.
Right, but Space Academy had Jonathan Harris. Oh, the pain, oh, the pain. You bubble-headed booby. So, yeah, look at these cartoons, man. I can't wait. Let's all go to sleep tonight and wake up Saturday morning and watch these cartoons.
That was a big deal, Saturday morning
ISIS,
cartoons.
Which isn't a cartoon, but yeah. Albert. I love the Batman Tarzan Adventure Hour. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. I used to watch that. Yeah.
Thanks, Maddie. I forgot which one I did now. Oh, doing
Fat Albert.
No, he said I gave a good impression. I can't remember which one I did. Oh, you bubble-headed booby. Oh, the pain. Oh, I love Dr. Smith.
What is this one? Robotic Stooges?
Yeah, the Robotic Stooges. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They had the 3 Robotic Stooges. But see that New Adventures of Batman there had oh, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. That had Adam West and Burt Ward did the voices on that one with Batmite. And of course, Tarzan. I love the Tarzan cartoon. I wish they put more seasons out. I got the first season.
Yeah, so that's a classic. Brings you back to it. Yeah.
Wacko bananas.
And then in the news, yeah, I mean Saturday morning cartoons. That was the only chance. Well, I mean, our cartoons were on the weekend sometimes, but that's what you do. You'd wake up on Saturday morning. And we talked about it before too a few times, but the shows that they would have, highlighting what was going to be on, Saturday morning cartoons for the year. It was a lot of fun.
You like the Electra Woman and Dinah Girl, eh, hungry boy? I don't blame you. This is actually a great comic though. This Superman Wonder Woman book.
Yeah, I remember that ad. Yep.
I'm not green anymore. Yeah. Oh, I will never forget Star Trek animated series or Hong Kong Phooey, #1 super guy. And Captain Cave.
Now your voice is gone.
Oh, look, the greatest Superman stories ever told.
Wow.
Publishorial. What's a publishorial? Sounds like something Stanley would make up, but it's Jeanette Kahn. Ugh. Don't get me started on Jeanette Kahn. Sam was the show that got me into this whole thing. Well, says Maddie's daddy. Captain
So
Marvel.
what was this book that he's talking about? Was that the
What?
the Superman book they were advertising here with Luthor and Brainiac, I guess?
It's one of those. I can't really say one of those had never been. I can't really show. It was one.
Let me zoom in. Yeah, no, I think they're talking about. This is an ad for the book they're advertising before a few pages back. Yep, the one the dollar comic. I'll scroll back, but I think they're just giving you a splash page about this comic here. I think they're describing this comic here. Yep.
Yeah.
Dollar
I have that
yeah.
comic. I mean, yeah, I don't know if that might be what she's talking about. We go back up to it one more time if you want.
Yep.
Who's writing it?
Carrie Bates, Kurt Swan.
Carrie Bates, Kurt Swan, and unfortunately Vinnie Coletta. But yeah, okay. So she's hyping that. Who thinks she's Stan all of a sudden?
Yeah, so I think that's what the Jeanette. She's hyping this one. Yeah, because they're talking about Carrie Bates here in the dollar comic, so they're talking about Luthor and Brainiac.
I guess I have to dig that up and read it again. I mean, I like Carrie Bates Superman some of the time, but yeah.
Yeah, here, yeah.
A novel-length saga featuring only one single character. What's the character? Wait a minute. Is this? Are they talking about that comic?
Yeah, I think
that's my guess. Else?
No, the Superman dollar comic. So I think that's my guess. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because when she came in as that's right. That was, I think, that might be the first of them. When she came in and took over as publisher, she started, one of her big things was the dollar comic line, and this is her hyping that. Yeah.
Yeah, being like Stan. Yep, I guess. Yep.
What's that idea? Go for it, Steve. Hit me with it. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away. All right, so yeah. So no, that's now I figured it. I wasn't thinking. However, DC Comics isn't through with the idea behind the hotline elsewhere. Well, anyway. So yes, so right, she's hyping her dollar comic thing pretty big at that point. That was her idea. Yeah. So anyway, Slim Jim. That's subscriptions, folks.
See what's on sale that month too. $4. Action, adventure, Superman, Super Friends
for 10 issues.
Shazam, Batman, Brave and Bold. Oh god, if you're going back in time, I'll take every one of those. Welcome back, Cotter. That's not fair. Only 10 issues.
Yeah,
I want a whole 12 issues. Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah.
35 cents issues for $4.
Oh, Superboy and the Legion's expensive. 60 cents each. Wow. But those are those double sized.
There's double sized ones.
Yeah, yeah. The Superman family, I love
those.
Doing
a lot of that.
Yeah.
Were you here earlier when I was going through a DC? I was going through a Superman family book. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So
yeah, Superman family.
That was fun.
Yeah, more ads.
More ads. Yeah. Build muscles fast. Yeah.
It says comparing artist styles. How does one know a Kirby from a Kane drawing with special guests Maddie's daddy and hungry for something? I can't find it now. For a clubhouse secret handshake. I'm all for it. That's a good idea, Steve.
Yeah.
Let's do it, as Raquel says. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it. There you go. Well, there you go. I don't know how many. I'm not sure how many issues it ran in Superboy run there ran in Adventure, but it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, it's good memories though. Good brings back
yes,
some good memories.
Sir. Indeedishness. Superboy. Yep. Well, I guess I should have done it before Superman month runs out. Or maybe I'll extend it if I have to. I want to do a Superboy show, but like tonight I had to wing it because we weren't able to do what I'd planned.
Well, just do pretend it's leap year. Get an extra day in February.
Yeah. Well, he is, because we are missing the 29th.
Right?
That's a great idea. So, everyone, I guess we're going to start moseying on out of here because it's been a couple of hours. And again, I want to first apologize to everyone for not having the topic that was planned. Carlos couldn't make it. Something came up or whatever. The plan, of course, for those who do not know, was to do a Clobberin Classic Comics review, Superman Annual number 11, the Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons masterpiece for the man who has everything, with Carlos from Comics Mania. He could not make it, so I didn't want to review it without him. It's something it's a comic he and I both loved, forever. I've loved it since the day it came out. I introduced him to it many years later. He was a lot younger, and we talked about it and loved it ever since. So, I just didn't want to do it without him. So he'll make it one of these days. We'll get that done. Hopefully during Superman month, but if need be, it'll be some other time. And again, a big shout out to the great J-Man. He had to run, I believe, but J-Man and I earlier for our double feature tonight, for our earlier show that we did, our special Mark C. Comics talk, when we did another Clobberin Classic Comics review of Brave and Bold number 150, another excursion to Earth B, a Wacky World of Bob Haney presentation, and it was a lot of great fun. And I want to thank J-Man for that. What a amazing time we have when we do these Earth B stories. So much fun. Gotta love them. And we did one that was Superman oriented this time because of Superman month. So makes sense to me. Show notes are as follows. Let's see here. Minimus is here. Let's see.
Hey, Minimus.
Tomorrow night and Thursday night, I will be at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, hanging with the boys at Midnight's Edge After Dark. Like I always do, Tom Connors and this august group, Midnight's Edge After Dark. I'm sure there's nothing to talk about. Yeah, right. There's so much, all that stuff going on with all the trailers and all that kind of stuff. I'm guessing they'll probably still be talking about that. I'm sure it was all nothing but that today on YouTube. I didn't check. I didn't really see any of it. But Super Bowl trailers and stuff, meaning. So then Wednesday night. Well, before I continue, do you got anything? Are you going on? You got Toxic Tuesday tomorrow night?
Well, no, Toxic Tuesday. I don't know why. I mean,
oh no, it's some holiday tomorrow night.
Some holiday tomorrow with that people like to go on dates. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm gonna really complain about that canceling Toxic Tuesday for Valentine's Day.
Yeah, you're gonna be on that same day. I'm
it's
doing
outrageous.
the same thing he is.
So I got maybe I'll see if Tom has room on Midnight's Edge.
You're kidding. Aren't you going to be doing your due diligence?
We already did it over the weekend. We went out for a nice dinner. We went out early. Yeah. So when you've been married 25 plus years, the Valentine's Day stuff is for the youngins sometimes. In terms of a weeknight, we're old, so go out on a weeknight. It's
it's a fair cup. So
a fair cup. But I did have a new short today.
Oh, okay. A new short, everybody. Please go to Mark's channel and find out what he's got going on over there.
Right. Well, I'll just take it's 15 seconds. Yeah, I'll post it. I'll just show it. It takes 15 seconds. So
I don't know if you can.
Well, I'm going to do it with volume off, so then we're okay. Yeah. There we go. So I'm Batman, of course, because you had the trailer last night. So that's my 89, one of my 89 Batman figures with the 89 Batmobile from Toy Biz, which I dug out of Grandma's attic. It was over there, found an old toy box, so that was in there. But yeah, classic vehicles. Although Batman can't fit in the Batmobile with his cape on, unfortunately, he's got to take the cape off. So it's funny.
Can't flap it up. And have it,
Well, it comes off actually. It's totally removable. Yeah. So
gotcha.
But, yep.
Well. Cool.
But Batman can do whatever he wants, right? So
of course.
Thanks for posting that, Eric. Yep.
Indeed. Well, that's coolness. Let's see. So Wednesday night, Clobberin Clubhouse, which is usually Thursday nights, as you all know, will actually be on a special night. It'll be Wednesday night. Commander R.M. Briggs, and I better remind her, I guess, and
Yep.
and the chief engineer will join me. We'll do a special Wednesday night version. There will be no Clobberin Times of any kind on Thursday night because the great Tomorrow to deal with the sea and I have been cordially invited, and we're very honored to be going on the great Comics Division stream with our good buddy Nick and many others, I guess, to review. This is a I call it this in as an honor, as an homage to my buddy J-Man, a movie called Wasp Makes Fun of Ant-Man for 2 hours. Quantum Maglia or whatever. So yeah, there's that.
We're gonna have fun.
Gonna be fun, and then
It's got to be better than Wakanda.
I'm sure it will be. Then Friday night at 7 Eastern, I'll be on my good buddy Dadman Walking's channel talking the Super Bowl, reviewing the Super Bowl. And then 8:30 Central Standard Time Friday night, on our good buddy Nick Weiser's channel, 8:30, just an open talk for the Friday Night Comic Shop gang. And then finally, Saturday night, it is Saturday Night Star Trek. Same Trek time, same Clobby channel. 4 more episodes of Season 5 of Deep Space Nine, reviewed by my first officer and myself. So, thank you all so much for being here with us tonight. Cannot thank you enough. Appreciate you. And we're about to just get on out of here. And so have a great week, everybody, and hope to see you here. Hanging with us. Finishing up Superman month. Plenty of time for Superman month to continue. Well, actually, it's running out pretty quick, isn't it? Yikes. Good night, everybody.
Please.
And they probably redesigned the whole sick bay, too. I know engineers, they love to change things.
Scotty.
As good as your word.
Aye, sir. The more they overthink the plumbing, the easier it is to stop up the drain.
Get those nerds! Nerds! No!